Hi and welcome to the weekly forecast. I need to get in some light so you can see me. I'm broadcasting to you live from the van. And I'm actually in outback Queensland in Winton, and I'm coming to bring you the weekly forecast. I want to in the future. I think I tried to do this last week and it didn't actually quite work out. I might start bringing the weekly forecast to you in the morning of a Sunday, and so that you can have a look at my beautiful surroundings and get to see the beautiful countryside as I travel. At the moment, I'm in, as I said, in Winton, in the outback, and so the outdoors are not always the best because at the moment there's lots of flies. So if I try to do a weekly forecast outside, which is what happened last week, I'm going to end up with flies in my mouth, or you'll see me snorting a fly. So for now, I'll still come to you at the moment, but just look out for the little, I'll advertise a little bit to say, hey, it's going to be at such and such a time if you like to watch it live with me. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. So we're going to do the weekly forecast. Each week I bring you guidance from the world of spirit using my tarot cards. Sorry, I'm being a bit distracted because there's lots of bugs out here tonight. From the world of spirit using my Mythic Tarot cards, and every week I choose 6 cards from the deck. I don't even know what they are. And I'll pick them as we go, and those 6 cards will create a little narrative to see what the energy of the week will be, and my job is to interpret that and give you some sort of context about what that energy will look like. So I'm choosing 6 cards as we speak now. Let me tell a little bit about Winton. It's a small country town in outback Queensland. It has a population about, I think, 800 people. It is the home to the Australian Age of Dinosaurs Museum, as I'm volunteering at the moment. But they have lots of other things like a film festival and bull riding festivals, and they have art shows, and they also have a couple of concerts as well throughout the year. So there's lots of things happen in Winton, and it's just down the road from Longreach where there's lots of things happening as well. It's a very happening place, and I encourage you to get out to the outback and have a look. Anyway, let's get on to business. Let's do the weekly forecast. So the first card that we're going to look at is the card that talks about where we are. This is our position. Normally we'll mostly we will understand this position. Most we will understand, oh yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. And if we're not, we'll bring that energy into our consciousness. So we have the card here of the star. I won't put it straight up because it gets too dark. See, I'll put it beside my piece. The star. So the star represents hope. The star is telling us that this week we are going to be filled with energy that's going to give us momentum to move forward. There may be some dreams or things that we wish that we'd like to try or that we'd like to do. And there's going to be an uplift in ourselves that says, you know what? That's actually going to be possible. Now, you might not have all the materials together to actually get that done, but the energy of the star says to us, you know what? I think I can do that. And so once you start to believe and fall into and accept, like lean into that feeling that, oh yeah, I think I can actually do that, then the rest of the information starts to happen. Like the little the next step and the next step starts to drop in. So the inspiration starts to formulate and drops in, and the soul opens up and it knows. It just takes that little bit of faith in ourselves to say, you know what, I think I can actually do that. And that's the feeling that will be generated this week. So our soul energy is the unconscious or subconscious energy, that is going to sort of give us a boost or push us towards recognizing that we can actually, it's going to boost the star for good or for bad. So let's just see what energy we have. Oh, I like it. We got the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords represents clear mind. So our guides, our soul, our soul wisdom, our soul energy is going to be clearing the path. So anything that gets in the way that says, oh, a distraction, they're going to come right in and go, no distraction, look straight here. So that hope, that star energy was going to continually to be boosted because all distractions will be removed. And that's going to happen on an unconscious level. So we didn't have to do a thing. It's going to be taken care of. So every time it's like, oh, if you're like me, oh, there's something shiny. Oh no, back on track, back on track, back on track. So our guidance and our soul energy is going to keep us on track, which is I love because that takes a lot of work off my hands. I'm easily distracted. That's my report card, easily distracted. All right. So the next card we're going to have a look at the next part of the journey is what is, I guess, don't want to call it fear, but sometimes it's the thing that scares us. Sometimes it's the thing that challenges us. Sometimes it's the thing that, it feels like it's going to trip us up. It's like, oh, everything's great. Why are you here? And generally that, the card in this space is not so much to scare us or to stop us or to, uh, it's just that it is more that there is a little bit of a chink in our armor, and this is the thing that needs to be strengthened. So it will present itself as a fear or something that troubles us, like a little bit of a discomfort. So discomfort is going to be comfort. So, all right, the it's not so much that I think it's a comfort zone, right? It's not so much that we get that our comfort zone is I'm going to get bumped out of that comfort zone. I think it's more about that we are. It's like everything's good or everything's okay. I'm coping with things at the moment. Why would I want to move forward? Why do I want to be on track with that? So I think that the Ace of Swords energy that our guides or our soul energy is going to be boosting us with is just bump us out of our comfort zone because we're going to really want to be there. Like it's a nice space to be in the comfort zone, but it really doesn't generate much life events or life happening. So it's a little bit of bumping out of that comfort zone. It's like a bit of discomfort is going to be our challenge this week. It's like, oh, really? Do I have to get up and do that? Yes, you do. Again, that hope, it's like all things, all that, not all things, your dream is possible. And there's something inside to actually say, let's go and follow that dream. And it's going to keep us motivated. So expect a little bit of discomfort this week just to keep us on track. Okay. How are we going to react? What are we going to do? Oh, we're going to be the hermit. Oh, sorry, hermit. You see that? We're going to be the hermit. Our reaction is to be the hermit. So that's interesting because as the Ace of Swords, I talked about, something shiny, back on track. The hermit is actually keeping us on track. So this is we're going to make, because of the discomfort and everything like that, we are going to make the decision to remove all that stimulus, like anything that's not stimulus. What do you call it? Anything distracting, like there's a word that starts with S-T, but anything that is catching our attention and taking us off track, we are going to choose to ignore. We're going to choose to keep in our space and keep in our lane. So that's a really, I'm proud of you guys if you're going to lean into that and do that, because that's real commitment, but it takes courage to say, you know what, I actually want to do that, and I'm going to follow that up, and I'm going to actually keep myself on track, and I'm going to hopefully have that energy around me because I definitely need to keep on track. So this is us making a conscious decision that this is worth our time, this is worth our attention, and so therefore I'm going to remove all of my distractions and I'm going to stay on track. So what does this mean for our future? Where is our future headed? Oh, we have the moon. Oh. So the moon says that project and those things that we want to head towards is still not known just yet. So all of the energy, the moon energy says it's about acting on faith. The moon energy says that we're still going to feel a bit wobbly about the way forward. And that's why all of those other energies are around us, is to keep us high, keep our energy high, and not to not to allow too much fear, because it'll be that fear, oh, I don't know. That's that will distract us from maintaining that high energy. The high energy is going to come from, you know what, I actually want to try this out. I think it's going to be good. I'm not going to let anything distract me, and I'm just going to sit in the energy of that high to keep moving forward. And so therefore the moon energy, that future means that the reason that we've got the moon energy there is that our future means that we're heading into something that we don't quite know or we haven't actually done yet. So everything is being worked out for us. And again, it's being worked out for us as long as we don't get too caught up with, oh, where are we going, where am I heading, and just enjoy the moment that we're in at the moment. The moon takes care of things for us. It means that there are good things out there. It's just that as long as we have faith in ourselves and what we're doing, it'll start to reveal itself in its own time. The moon is also the last phase of the three faces of a woman, and so it's the wise woman energy. So once we sit in the wise woman energy, it means that we are comfortable with ourselves. We just trust it, and we're just going along on our merry way, enjoying the space that we're in right now. So we're going to enjoy the hope. We're going to enjoy the clarity, without having to know exactly where we're heading. We're going to be okay with that, and the moon's going to help us with that. So what does that mean for our spiritual nature? Oh, Five of Swords. So in our spiritual selves, the Five of Swords represents that element in our lives where uh, other things and other, like those crushing moments or crushing people that can come in and stomp on us. They come out of nowhere, or they might have been working on us, or the situations might have been in our lives for such a long time. Spiritually, we are going to face up to them and say no more. So the hope and everything that goes with it, and building our faith, means we get to shut that down. That part of us that says, you know what, uh, I'm tired of being crushed by life. I'm tired of being overwhelmed by life. I'm going to move all those things that sometimes even the things that we do to ourselves, it will be reflected in those situations around us. Spiritually, we're moving that on, which means that we get to stand up for ourselves. It's no longer where we have to take control and be the aggressor, and no longer are we the victim where someone's being aggressive with us. It just means that we get to be the hermit. We get to be our own hermit. And that means we make our own rules, we're living our own wisdom, and we get to move forward in our own time. So we are moving on that element, on that part of ourselves that lets other things and other situations claim our life, and we fall into that victim space. No more. Victim is now being transmuted into winner. Okay, so that's the weekly forecast for this week. I like the idea of being kept on track. Yeah, I get easily distracted. But anyway, I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Vicki. I'm the Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic. And let's catch up next week for the weekly forecast. But this is for week commencing March 7, 2022. And happy birthday, Katie. Mwah. Bye for now. See you guys next week.